Twice burned, never broken, standing defiant for over 260 years, the Old Sheldon Church Ruins whispers stories that time itself have failed to silence. A sanctuary where history's darkest chapters and brightest moments have collided. What secrets lie buried beneath these ancient oaks? What spirits linger amongst these crumbling walls? Join us as we uncover the forgotten tales of Old Sheldon Church, where beauty and tragedy have danced together for centuries in the heart of South Carolina Lowcountry. Our first stop is just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. It is hidden off the main highway within beautiful oak trees and Spanish moss. The skeletal remains of the Old Sheldon Church and its graveyard have been abandoned for over 150 years. The ruins are of Prince William's Parish Church, built between 1751 and 1757. They were partially burnt down during the American Revolution, but the interior and roof was rebuilt in 1825. The Anglican Church was primarily paid for by Lieutenant Governor William Bull I, who is buried on its grounds. It is often called Old Sheldon Church after Bull's plantation. In 1865, it was burnt again during Sherman's Civil War march from Savannah, Georgia to Columbia, South Carolina. Churches are sometimes burnt in war as a deliberate act of cultural destruction, targeting a community's central religious symbol and signifying a desire to undermine their beliefs and identity. I have been to several church skeletons that still stand in South and North Carolina. They were either burnt down by the British or Union soldiers, sometimes both. The church was never rebuilt, but its brick skeleton, complete with columns, stand as a testament to its builder's craftsmanship. Today, these gorgeous ruins from a bygone era are found amongst majestic oaks and scattered ancient graves. Annually, a worship service is held the second Sunday after Easter. So basically, this was burnt down twice and rebuilt. There's some graffiti back there. Looks like it used to have some plaster, that it was covered with plaster. I always like to come to these churches and imagine the stained glass that used to be in the windows, the arched windows. It's beautiful with the ferns on it and the trees with the moss, Spanish moss. Beautiful. So here's Mary Bull and John Bull. This looks like it was probably the main entrance right here. Because then the pillars would have been the main entrance up in front. Wonder why all the windows, see how all the brick is like torn out at the bottom of the window wells? If anybody has any ideas, please leave it a comment. So this is, I don't know if video or pictures are giving it justice, but this is really big. My son even said when we drove, he goes, I wasn't expecting this to be so big. Aren't those cool? Oh my goodness, that's just awesome. Well, you can't go inside the church, but you can see it pretty well. I have a fence all the way around it. Well, the gentleman that financed this church is buried here too. His last name's Bull. We'll look for his grave too. So it says on the side here, Church of Prince William's Parish, known as Sheldon, built between 1745 to 1755, so it took 10 years to build. Burnt by the British Army in 1779. Rebuilt. This is the second church I've come across that the British burnt down. It was rebuilt in 1826, burned by the Federal Army in 1861. That's the first time I've ever heard it called the Federal Army instead of the Union Army. But we are in South Carolina and they call things differently here. They call it the war between the, why do they call it the war between the states rather than the Civil War? Very cool. You can see where there used to be wood. There's graves all around us. Somebody's been definitely putting, must be a little kid's grave because they're putting like toys and stuff on this person's grave. Really nice picnic area if you're in the looking for a nice place to picnic. But look at this old pump. I wonder if this is like one of the original pumps. That thing is awesome. Let's see if we can find a date on it. Wisconsin, Edwardsville, Baker. How old do you think this is? You think this is like from the 1800s? Does this still work?
Nope. So it was a bucket well before it had a pump spigot on it. So you'd have to literally pump that to get the water out.
Wow, that's cool. Very cool. So I wonder if that's a grave that's in there, because it does have, it looks like it might have had some writing on it. Unfortunately, we can't go in there to see. The road to get here is absolutely beautiful with the live oak and all the Spanish moss. It's just a beautiful road driving in. And we're right outside of Charleston. Look at these oak trees. They're huge. They're absolutely huge. They're just beautiful. It's very peaceful here. So the one where this is Harold Miller Moffat. Looks like he was only like 2 years old when he died. In 1915 he was born and died in 1917. And he wasn't even 2 years old. That's nice that somebody's still putting something on his grave, little toys. I wonder if that's relatives in the area. So there were people buried here as, this is infant son of H.P. and Janie White, 1941. This is all the White family. It's another infant daughter, 1937. Looks like the Whites had a lot of, babies die. That's sad. There's Willie White. He only lived for 3 years. Willie was born in 1925 and died in 28. That is Thelma White, the bigger one in the back, and she was born in 27 and died in 46. She died young also. She wasn't even 20 years old. So this must be their children. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Look at several graves all through. It's pretty big. There's probably a lot more graves here than there are headstones, I'm sure. But this was the Henkel family, Hanckel. And this looks like it was around right before the Civil War. This one's 1880. The spirits of Old Sheldon Church continue their eternal watch over this sacred Carolina ground, just one of the countless hallowed places that connect us to our past. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed exploring these haunting ruins, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Discover more remarkable sanctuaries on world's greatest sacred places, where history's most profound stories are waiting to be told.